Testing. We are live. We are live. I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if people show up. It doesn't. Yeah, I'll wait a little bit. I'll wait a minute. See if anybody pops in. Probably should have just put like I usually do, put a sign up. Says stream will begin shortly. But I didn't do that. Alright, whatever. Yo, Zach, what's going on? So, I just wanted to make this video just so people are clear and understand, like, why I'm leaving YouTube. So, sorry, I'm, like, getting over a cold, so still got, like, I'm a little congested. But basically, you know, this isn't, like, a sad thing for me. This isn't a, oh, you know, I hate YouTube or blah, blah, blah. It's just that I just don't have a lot of time, and during the free time that I do have, I am just not motivated to make videos. So I work during the week, I work Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock, so, you know, unavailable for 45 hours a week, and that's on a light week. Sometimes I work 50 hours. 2 weeks ago, I was on a business trip. I clocked at 60 hours. You know, that's rare. But, you know, somewhere between 45 and 50 hours a week. So, like, the weekdays recently have just been, you know, I just don't have any time. So, really, the only time I have to work on videos is on the weekend. And, you know, I wake up on a Saturday, and there's just other things that I've been wanting to do. I don't have the excitement that I used to when when a chapter would release. You know, I used to, when I worked a normal 9 to 5 shift, whenever the chapter would come out for Hunter x Hunter, I would, you know, I'd rush home, and I'd set up the green screen, and the goal was record before the sun goes down, because if the sun goes down, the green screen is going to look really bad. And that was exciting. So once I would have that recorded, the next goal was, before I go to bed, this video needs to be fully edited. Hopefully released before like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. my time. But sometimes that wouldn't happen, but I wouldn't go to sleep until the video was edited and done. And then sometimes I'd release it the next morning. Nowadays, I pretty much have to wait until the weekend to do videos. And, you know, Saturday I want to wake up. I just want to, like, clean up my apartment a little bit. You know, maybe I need to go get a haircut. I have other errands to run. By the time that I'm ready to make a video, it's about lunchtime. I have my lunch. And then I'm just like, I just want to play some video games. Or, you know, go hang out with some friends. And, you know, a chapter reaction may seem like an easy thing to do, and for some people it probably is, but I really like to dig deep on older chapters and dig into these characters and try to make reasonable predictions. So I spend more time than I should preparing for a chapter reaction, and then when I actually record, sometimes I record an hour and I have to cut that down to, you know, I try to keep it under 20 minutes for a chapter reaction. So it just takes a lot of time. Sometimes I would say minimum for a recorded, edited chapter reaction, I would spend about 3 hours. And maximum, probably like 5. So it's just a big chunk of my day. And I just kept, like, I found that during the last 10 chapters that we had earlier this year, and you could see, if you just look at those 10 videos, or it's not even 10 videos, if you just look at that stretch of chapters on my channel, you could see the motivation fading. Like, there was one chapter that I completely skipped. I just didn't do a reaction video. There was another one where I kind of I put a skit in the beginning of it, but which was supposed to be funny, but there was a bit of truth to that. And then I started doing live streams, and I wanted to do a live stream with an edited video, but then the last 3 chapters I only did live streams because it was easy. But I wasn't happy with just doing live streams. I really enjoyed the live streams and chatting with everybody, but I don't want to do something half-assed. So because I don't have the motivation or the time right now to do edited chapter reactions or any sort of scripted content, I'm just not going to do it at all. I just don't want to worry about it. I don't want to have any deadlines in my mind during the weekend. I work. I've been very focused on my real life career recently, and that has worked to my benefit this year. I got a promotion. I got to go on this really great business trip, and it's going well. So this isn't a sad thing for me. This is just Ramesh, yeah, I am going to post this later on YouTube. This is going to stay on YouTube for a while. I'm going to leave comments open on this for a while as well, just so in case people watch this and still have questions on why I'm leaving, I can answer those. However, I am going to be disabling, what's it called, comments on all my other videos, because during the last 10 chapters that came out earlier this year, spoiler alert if you're watching this and are not caught up on the manga, but during those last 10 chapters, there was a big event. Here's the spoiler. Illumi joined the Phantom Troop. Somebody spoiled that for me in my own YouTube comments section before the chapter was translated. So I have subscribers who like to look at the raws in Japanese, and that's fine, do you, but now those fans are spoiling things for me. It even happened with the newest chapter that came out yesterday, I think. Yeah, I read it yesterday, but somebody spoiled it for me on Wednesday. So that sucks. And that's another thing, it's just that, I can't, even the part of this process that I was enjoying and just, reading the chapter, being excited about it, sharing that excitement with you guys, now that's being spoiled for me too. But that is, a very small reason for all of this. The main reason is because DL, no, that's not the reason that I'm leaving. It's just a very small, minor thing that was kind of the icing, not the icing on the cake, because the icing on the cake is supposed to be a good thing. It was just kind of the final push. But the main reason was just that, I just don't have time. I'm more focused on my real job, and I'm enjoying that and doing well and putting in overtime to try and save up money. I want to get a house next year. Sorry, like I said earlier, getting over a cold, a little phlegmy. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I wrote down a couple notes just so, I made sure I was very clear. Yeah, so, by this time next year, I want to save up for a house, putting in overtime at work, and I was doing that for a long time to save money. So I actually did consider, man, what if I can make this YouTube thing profitable and make it a thing, And I knew that the only way I could really do that was either completely dedicate my free time to YouTube and kind of discount my other hobbies. And for a while I did that, and part of that was just not going out and hanging out with friends and family on the weekends. So I was fine with that for a while because I was enjoying the progress of my channel and I felt like I was gaining something from it. And just seeing people really enjoying these things that I was creating. You know, I can't draw. I'm not a writer, you know, but I do feel like I'm a creative person, and this was just like a good way for me to be creative, and seeing other people react to that and enjoy that, that made the sacrifices like worth it for a while. And but now I just have other goals in mind. So I did start thinking like, but what if I could make this YouTube thing something? I was like, well, the easiest way I could do that is if I just completely dedicated myself to YouTube and went at it full time before it was profitable. But that would be a huge risk. So what I had thought was like, okay, if I could save up and pay my bills for 6 months, right? And be unemployed for 6 months, I could definitely make YouTube profitable. Maybe not to completely pay for everything, but at least, you know, maybe after that 6 months, I'd get a part-time job, and then I'd still be able to do YouTube stuff. And I had thought about that, and that was in the back of my mind for a long time, and I did save up that money. But ended up reconsidering. It'd be one, it's a huge risk. Number two, I need health insurance. I have health issues that I need insurance for. And, you know, you never know the unexpected things that could happen. So I have fantastic health insurance through my current job. So, you know, it just wasn't a reasonable thing to do. It's a huge risk. And I would probably I would probably never make as much on YouTube as I do it at my job. I'm not, you know, trying to brag or anything like that. I'm just saying. So it was just a bit unreasonable. Ended up taking that money, paying off my car. That's one less debt that I have. Now my goal is really just to focus on my career, work as much as I can, get ready to buy a house next year, things like that. And during my free time, I just want to chill, want to play some video games, want to spend time with family and friends. So YouTube just, I'm kind of like repeating myself. YouTube is just like, I just don't have the motivation for it. It's just the last thing that I really want to do on the weekend. I still have plenty of ideas and thoughts on Hunter x Hunter, and, you know, I have several sheets of paper written down of just, you know, sporadic notes I've taken, and I have like half a script written for a video, but when I look at all of it, I just think, man, that's going to be a big time investment to turn that into a video. I also don't like editing. Like, editing is fine. It was fun to learn, but all the things I want to do with editing, just the thought of watching tutorial videos or just sitting and experimenting with a deadline of like, I got to get this chapter reaction out, but man, I really want to do this one funny thing with editing. And then like trying to learn to do that, it's just annoying. I just don't want to do it. And I would love to be more creative in my editing, but the thought of watching tutorial videos is just like boring as hell. I don't want to do that. It may be something that I play around with in my free time, but that would be fun to do in my free time without a deadline. I found that like during a hiatus, I thought to myself like, okay, now's a good time to learn more editing techniques. And then I just never did it because I was like, it's going to be 6 months, maybe a year before Togashi returns anyways. But yeah, motivation was just very low. So that's kind of like where my head's at right now. What else do I got here? Time, motivation. Yeah, laid down the work schedule. I'm just super busy. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. That's really it, I guess. I wanted to do this as a live stream just so I could answer questions. So I'm going to take a look at chat for a minute here. I'm going to scroll back a little bit. Scroll back. Do-do-do. Yep, so I said I'd post this on YouTube later. Some people say, no, don't leave. How about joining live discussions with more than one person? So I wouldn't mind doing that, but it would have to be people that I know and that I know well. I've only done one collaboration before, and that was fine, but I've never really wanted to collaborate with anyone that I didn't know well. I would love to discuss Hunter x Hunter with some of my friends, but none of them are really that dedicated, or that, not dedicated, that interested. Like, Hunter x Hunter isn't like their jam. It's mine. So, like, I don't have any other IRL friends or friends online who are as passionate about Hunter x Hunter as I am. And, I've had people ask me, like, subscribers or people who follow me on Twitter, like, when I've, like, talked about maybe wanting to do a podcast or something like that, people have asked, like, yo, man, I'd love to do that. And I appreciate that, and I do not doubt anyone's knowledge on Hunter x Hunter. It's just more about being comfortable with somebody. And I would rather do it with someone who I've already known for a long time. So that's the difficult part of doing something like that. The only other person I could see myself doing that with, like, as far as, I'm just wiping some shit off my screen, as far as, like, a stranger, like, let's say, like, the King of Lightning. He's someone that I really respect, and he was a huge inspiration for my channel. I didn't know people, like, just talked to the camera and reacted to weekly manga until I found his channel. I really love how he has grouped in a lot of YouTubers to do One Piece discussions. And if, someone like him, if him and I had some, discussion on YouTube beforehand or whatever, and we had ended up, like, joining up to do something like that, that would be fun. But even now, like, if I got a message randomly on Twitter from him now, hey, man, want to join this thing every week? I couldn't dedicate myself to that. Like, there may be a time where I do a one-time thing with somebody, but for now, it's just not in the cards. I can't commit myself to doing videos weekly or even bi-weekly, anything like that. So I don't want to make any other promises. Let's see. Have I read the 2 new chapters? Yes, I have. And the newest chapter was awesome. No, so that's a good question, Unknown You. I'm not going to delete my channel. I'm not going to delete any of my videos. I am going to disable comments just so I don't get spoiled, because I'm still going to use my own channel as my way to watch the people I'm subscribed to and to comment on their videos. And there may be a day where I am inspired and want to make a video. So I say I'm leaving indefinitely. That doesn't mean that I'm deleting anything or that I'm saying goodbye forever. But for now, I have literally 0 plans to do anything after this video. But I'd like to just leave that open just in case, because maybe down the road I do find that I have more free time, or maybe I do start experimenting with editing and find that it is a quicker, easier process, something like that. I guess another reason is just, like, YouTube in general has just been a pain in the ass recently. Like, if I get less views on a video, it's not like demotivating. Is that a word? It's not terrible, but it really sucks that every video I uploaded earlier this year was demonetized for inappropriate content within an hour of it being up. And I literally, Shinyu, a video about friendship, was demonetized for being inappropriate. Like, what the hell? Like, YouTube nowadays, they don't know what they're doing. It's a frustrating platform to be on. And, you know, obviously, once you get big, Patreon is the way to go if you want to make YouTube a career. But even just doing it for fun and wanting to interact with fans, less people are seeing my videos because they're being demonetized because of a algorithm that is horrible. It's a stupid algorithm. Every video that I, you know, you can, after you get 1,000 views, you can submit to YouTube and say, review my video manually. It does not deserve to be demonetized. And every time it was overturned because my videos were fine. I maybe said 1 or 2 swear words in my videos, and then they'd be overturned. But by that time, the algorithm had said, well, this video isn't getting a ton of views, like, don't promote it to anybody. So that was frustrating, just because my videos were reaching less people, and that was, like, exciting to me, was interacting with more fans. Of course, the notification squad was always there, which was great. And that's something I haven't said until now, like, on this video. Thank you guys so much for, like, all the support up until now. I didn't think that my channel would ever be as big as it is, even though I'm still, like, small time. But getting over 10,000 subscribers was awesome. Like, that was a journey, and that was just, it was crazy. And then seeing the same people over and over in the live streams, in the comments section, chatting with people on Twitter. You know, I'm really bad about getting back to people on Twitter, so if, like, you messaged me and I didn't respond, please don't take that personally. I just don't spend a lot of time on Twitter. And, you know, I tried to respond to as many people in the comments section as I could. Probably the last 10 chapters earlier this year, I didn't do that as much, just because, like, as soon as I put out a video, I didn't spend the next 2 hours in the comments like I used to. I would, you know, be like, oh, great, a video's done. Okay, now I can go play video games, or now I can go grocery shopping, something like that, you know? So, you know, you guys, I've had, like, the most positive community ever that I've seen. Like, I've gotten a few negative comments on, like, my Gon and Meruem video, the kite video, like, those kind of videos. But as far as, like, and even those were very few and far between. But as far as, like, the chapter reactions, I almost never got a negative comment. Sometimes I had, you know, people who would disagree with my analysis, but it was always respectful. And that's what I loved. Being able to discuss with people who were just as passionate about Hunter x Hunter as I am, and having it be, you know, just an exchange of thoughts as opposed to, you know, an argument or anything like that. So that's just been awesome, is seeing all the positivity surrounding the channel. So for that, I got to thank you guys a ton. You know, I had a lot of people sharing my videos. At one point, like, Rhyme Style shared one of my videos. That's, like, way before my channel. I think that was before I even had 1,000 subscribers. I had, like, so I had, like, a panic attack that night because I saw my analytics. I was watching my live analytics because I used to just keep that as a tab open on my computer all the time. And I used to get, like, you know, like 10, 20 views an hour once I put out the kite video and the Gon and Meruem video. And then at, like, 11 o'clock at night, it just spiked to, like, 200 views. And I was like, what the fuck? What just happened? Oh my god. And so I just, like, started searching Reddit, searching Twitter to try and see, like, did someone share my video somewhere? Because YouTube wouldn't tell you that right away. It would take, like, 48 hours to update where it was shared and all that crap. And then I found it on Twitter shared from Rhyme Style, and I like flipped my shit. I was like, oh my god, you know. So, but that kind of excitement, I just don't have that much excitement anymore. I don't have a goal in mind for the channel. And because that passion for the channel isn't there, you know, it's just like, it makes making videos a grind and just not, it feels like work instead of a hobby. And if it's gonna feel like work, it needs to pay me like work. So I'd rather put that effort into my job and try to advance my career, which I've pretty much been trying to do like all this year, and it's been going really well. So for me, you know, while it's a bit of a sad thing, like, I wish I could still have the time and motivation to make videos. You know, I do feel like I'm letting a lot of people down, but overall, it's less stress for me, and things have been going really well for me this year. So I guess it's not, you know, it's not gonna be one of those videos where I'm gonna, the YouTuber cries. Take a hiatus and just make 10 or 20 videos per year. I see what you did there. I mean, in Togashi fashion, I don't know if I can aim. I don't know if you can see what that is, but that's Dragon Quest. And I've been playing a lot of it. Oh, shit. That's fucked up. So, I'm going on hiatus. I've been playing a lot of Dragon Quest. I do have back pain because I'm old. Actually, getting this chair has fixed that a lot. Okay. Whoa. I missed a lot of stuff. Squid Sludge, thank you for the super chat. Sad to see you leave. I hear you, man. I'm going to miss interacting with a lot of people. I'm going to keep my Twitter up for a little while. So, and I'm not saying I'm going to post, like, my thoughts on there. I may also just create a different personal Twitter for myself. Just because I don't want people sending me spoilers via Twitter. So, and when I say spoilers, even when someone says, yo, man, this chapter is awesome, can't wait to hear your thoughts, that just puts an expectation in my head, if I haven't read the chapter yet, that, like, something big happened. Like, oh, someone died, or, you know, maybe a fight started, or it just puts an expectation in my head that will curve my thoughts. Curb? I don't know. It'll change my thoughts on the chapter because I'm going in with certain expectations. I'm like, oh, this chapter is going to be a really good one. And then if it's just like a normal chapter, normal progression, then, like, I feel a little worse about the chapter because I went in with crazy expectations. So, like, I don't even like those types of comments. Like, but what I used to do is just avoid Twitter on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes I just forget, though, you know? Like, I just pop open Twitter, I'm scrolling through, and then I see something. I'm like, ah, shit, I forgot it's Wednesday. People are posting spoilers, sometimes even on Tuesdays. But I'm going to leave my Twitter open for a while and continue to use that. If I see that it becomes a problem or that, like, I'm not enjoying it, I'm just going to leave my Twitter account open as well, and then just start a new private account for myself where I could just follow the people I want to follow. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's just at @tales_of_nerdia. Someone had just regular @tales_of_nerdia, and they haven't used their account in years. It's a shame. Do do do. This is so sad. Alexa, play Despacito. Oh shit, that's funny. Do your thick thighs save lives? They do not. I do not have thick thighs. It's been my biggest downfall in my bodybuilding career. I'm glad you're not forcing yourself to do something you don't want to do. I know it's difficult to pursue a hobby you have no motivation, and I definitely get the editing thing. I'm the same way. Thank you, Lou Kitty. I've gotten a lot of messages already, so like I posted on my community tab an update last night that I was leaving and got some amazing comments. Like, so thank you guys. And I'll probably go through and respond to individuals because some of you said some really nice stuff there. So thank you. Kilo Zoldik, at least post a video when the anime comes back somewhere in the future. If the anime comes back, that may spark a crazy fire within me. So who knows? I wish you well, man. You're a great creator and should have a lot more subs. I love your passion for Hunter x Hunter, and I think you pay the series a great justice. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Bashir, yeah, so like even the live reactions, you know, those were fun. I enjoyed those, but I just felt like I was putting out a half-assed product. And then I would have thoughts after the live reaction where I would dive deeply into the chapter and previous chapter, and I wanted to get my thoughts out there about that, but then like not having the motivation to do that. So the live reactions, when I was doing those, that was just my attempt to keep the channel alive for a little while I didn't have the motivation to do edited videos. So the live reaction was a substitute. Even though in those live reactions, and even at the time, like I was telling myself, like I can do both. I'll do both of these things. And by doing the live reaction, that'll get people to the channel and satisfied for a day or two and give me more time so I didn't have to rush an edited video. But then, like, I just kept procrastinating the edited videos even more. So at the time, the idea wasn't in my head of, like, I'll do edited video, or I'll do live reactions instead. Like, I planned to do both, and I tried to use it as a tool to, one, keep people interested in the channel, and two, give myself a little bit of buffer so that I could have more time to do an edited video and not feel like I had to spend every Saturday morning doing it. But I just ended up procrastinating more, and that's why like the last 3 chapters I only did live reactions, and I wasn't happy about that. So if I'm going to put out content, I want it to be content I'm satisfied with as well. Even though I know a lot of people would just like to hear, you know, my thoughts in a live reaction, like I'm not happy with that because it's like not my complete thoughts, and it's not like well thought out stuff. It's just like off the cuff. And that's not the kind of stuff I like to put out there. Demi, I know some people that chat with King of Lightning. If you want to try and get in contact with some, maybe I can help. I appreciate that a lot. And, you know, maybe that's something I'll think about if I decide to come back and start making more content. For now, don't worry about that, but I definitely appreciate it. And, you know, if I have thought about reaching out to him like 1 or 2 times, just because, you know, he's just a content creator that I really like watching. I love his excitement. I love that he has a community now, like with other One Piece YouTubers, and they do like Twitch stuff. It's really cool. Like he's building his own, you know, little corner of YouTube in the anime community, which is exciting. So I love seeing people collaborate and like make a kind of a group out of it, you know. You see that a lot in gaming YouTube, which is cool. A lot of anime YouTube, it's just a lot of individuals, and occasionally they jump on podcasts together. But you know, not as much group stuff. Like, I like watching for gaming. Like, I like Kinda Funny. I like Easy Allies. I like seeing these groups, and you know, I think he's doing well, getting people together on Twitch. Don't mind the username. I'm Nightwing. I see you. I'm just scrolling through real quick, just to see if anyone has any questions or anything. Nate Falter, the Discord will miss your videos. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Jordan D says, is a hot dog a sandwich? No, a hot dog's a hot dog, and that's it. I don't care about any literal definitions. Hot dog's a hot dog. Hamburger's a hamburger. Sandwiches are sandwiches. The live reactions were fun. They were like a community hangout. Yeah, I did enjoy them. It's just that, like, after the fact, I would always like, man, why didn't I say this? Man, why didn't I talk about this part? So I just, like, always had regrets about not putting out the best content there. How much were your Hunter x Hunter figures? So they kind of varied. Like, Leorio, you can't see him. He's way over there. There he is. He's hanging out with Madoka over there. Right? He was only like $25 or something on Amazon. He was real cheap. The Zoldycks here I got at a convention. They were probably like $40 each. Moving this way. I think I got Killua on Amazon for less than $40. Illumi, I think, was cheap on Amazon. This Hisoka right here, I got, a buddy of mine went to Japan in April, and I texted him a bunch of pictures and said, please look out for these figures. Oh, and you probably won't find this Hisoka one because he's like $100 on Amazon and he's rare. He found him for like 45 yen. Or 45 yen. $45. Or I think it was like 5,000 yen or 4,800 yen. So whatever that converts to. It was like less than $50. So much better than $100 on Amazon. This guy right here I got at a convention. He was $100. This one over here I got at a convention. Because he didn't come in a box, he was $75. I don't remember how much I bought Kurapika for. I think it was around $60. This guy was expensive. Gone with the long hair, he was like $80 on eBay. $75 on eBay? Too much money on eBay. Biscuit over here was, I think, less than 50. And then, is there another? Nope, no more over there. Oh, I got like, what's his name over there? Here's some other stuff. I'm gonna like drop my monitors. Yeah, I got Kurapika over there in the corner, and then Razor over there. Most of them were under $50. And the super cheap ones were Leorio and Illumi on Amazon. Most of these you can find on Amazon. So this collection here, the ones with this orange bottom here, those are all part of a collection, like a Band Presto collection. I think it's like Band Presto DX or whatever. I have all of these except for one. Oh, dusty. Look at that dust. Gotta clean that. I have all of these except for Crollo. Crollo is the only one I'm missing, and his price keeps going up on Amazon. I'm trying to wait until he's under $60 to pull the trigger. So the only one I'm missing from that collection is Crollo. We will miss Dolphin-san. He is somewhere in my living room right now. I'm going to miss your content. Do what makes you happy, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that. What prince are you rooting for right now? Well, obviously I don't want Prince Wobble to die. I've kind of become fond of Prince Benjamin a little bit. Hulkenberg. Woo! Dang. He flipped the switch. But, you know, I don't want Wobble to die. I don't care about Camilla. Obviously, the fourth prince, I don't want him to win. Benjamin's all right. Man, and his soldiers, his squad is tough, man. They got some crazy abilities. But I'm cool with Hulkenberg too. You know, I liked his plan. When will we see our clown boy again? Who knows? Hopefully soon. Will you be keeping up with the manga in your spare time? Absolutely, yes. Let me see if I can just put chat up here real quick. Display capture? No, window capture. Okay. And then screen might go black for a second. Don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. Here we go. Boom. Let's get chat up there. Let's get chat up there. Chat. Which way do I gotta move? This way. Just so you guys can see like what I'm reading here. Move that over. No. I'm gonna move you guys over there. There you are. Scoot this way. Cool. Boom. What else we got here? Yes, I will absolutely be keeping up with the manga in my spare time. I might post some like just like general thoughts on Twitter, but that's really it for now. How about doing reviews of only certain chapters where crazy amazing shit happens? For example, I watched a bit of King Raycon's live stream about Hunter x Hunter coming back. Yeah, I've been thinking about this for a long time. Like, you know, normally after a hiatus starts, I have other scripted videos that I work on and post. You know, only a few of them, just because it takes me forever to write a script. But even that, I was just like, nah, I just need like to either put my all into it or not at all. So yeah, I thought about that, but unless there's just something that I feel like I absolutely need to jump in and like throw my 2 cents in, if I find that, I mean, I don't really watch a lot of people's reactions on Hunter x Hunter because I feel like it just doesn't add much value to my thoughts on Hunter x Hunter. So, yeah. I was going to, and the reason I just bring that up was just because I was going to say, if I feel like other people aren't talking about the thing they should be talking about, maybe I'll do it, but I don't know what other people are talking about anymore. I don't really go on the Reddit very much. And that was mostly just because I don't ever want to be accused of not having my own original thoughts. So I just completely avoided Reddit for a long time. So, especially because I was putting chapter reactions out late. I was like, I don't want to check Reddit. Just because I wanted my thoughts to be my own. Just wait till the Netero Meruem premiere figure is out. That's going to be expensive. Yes, Golden King. Oh, man, I keep debating on if I'm going to get that or not. But if it's over $400, like, I can't justify that, you know? Unless, like, one week I work, like, 10 hours overtime, 20 hours overtime. I just can't justify that. So, you know, I'm able to live on my own, have all my bills paid. I just paid off my car. Like, I make a good living, but still, for a $400, $500 figure, that's tough. Maybe I'll shoot them a message and be like, yo, I'll come back. No, that's fucked up. I was going to say, like, I'll do an unboxing video for you guys if you send me that figure. And then they'll be like, oh, let me see your channel. And they'll see my last video is leaving YouTube. That wouldn't work out too well, huh? Whoop, scroll to the bottom. Johannes, so when you leave, will your videos be deleted? No. Because it's like indefinitely, which means I have no plan to return yet. I don't know if I will, but I might. So I'm leaving everything as is, but I'm just going to disable comments for now. Just because I don't want to be spoiled. And I do check my notifications for specific like channels. I get notifications when specific channels post their stuff, and that just happens to be in the same bar as comments, and like that's how I got spoiled for the newest chapter. So I'm just going to disable comments for a little while. So there are some people who joined a little late and are asking like, why are you leaving? So I discussed that in the beginning of this live stream. I'm going to put it up on the channel after I end the stream, but in short, it's just investing a lot more time in my own career. You know, my real life job is taking up a lot of my time. Therefore, during my free time, I'm wanting to do other things than spend several hours making videos, doing live streams, things like that. So I'm going to prioritize my other hobbies, you know, make things stress-free for me during my free time. And then, you know, I'm also just putting more hours into my career, which has been going well. So things are going well for me. This isn't a, you know, like, oh, I'm burnt out from YouTube. Like, earlier this year, I felt burnt out because I was forcing myself. So I'm just, like, not going to do that. If I am motivated, I will come back. At the moment, I'm not sure if I see that happening or not. But I will keep the channel up. It's not going to be deleted. I'm happy with most of the stuff that's on my channel. Of course, I have critiques of all of my videos. I know the Gone and Meadowem video is like the one that made most people subscribe to my channel. And I know I still get messages like, hey man, I wish you would do more content like that. And I totally get it. But you can't force ideas like that. That was like, I saw something, I was inspired. I did some research. I was like, oh, whoa, I got to talk about this. But, you know, that just doesn't happen. You can't force something like that. And I do have actually a similar idea, but again, would take a lot of research and a lot of time to make it come to light. I guess I could talk about like kind of like my thoughts on like how I progressed through the channel if anyone's interested in that. But I'll see if anyone has other questions first. Let's see. We're talking about a what-if situation where Togashi shows Dark Continent for a bit of a chapter and you see Dawn Freaks just chilling. Would you do a live reaction to that? I mean, maybe, maybe not, probably not. Yeah. Since you were discussing the manga, did you understand how Hulkenberg used his arrow ability? Like, kind of. Yeah. I'm going to wait and see how the Viz translation translates it. So that's the other thing, man, that's been tough recently is like, sometimes I just feel like because of how wordy Hunter x Hunter is, I just feel like I'm not getting the complete picture all the time with the fan translations. I mean, they do a really good job, but there are some instances where you could just tell, like, okay, I think this paragraph is either wrong or I'm just confused in general by it. So, And the thing with a fan translation is, like, if any translator changes in the history of translating Hunter x Hunter, if a translator changes and they don't have a legend of, like, okay, this thing is always called this. This is always called, you know, like they don't have a Bible of definitions and terms and stuff like that, then things can get confusing in that translation. Like, let's say the translation for Hulkenberg's ability talks about a user's will, and maybe the translator changes, and now the next translator decides to make that determination. Like, that's when things can get confusing. With Viz, most of the time, if they're doing things right and they have like a legend or, you know, a guidelines, some sort of Bible to follow. I don't know why my nose is so itchy. Probably the caffeine. But, you know, if they follow these guidelines and this Bible, like, things will be consistent. You get more consistency with an official translation. And sometimes I did want to wait until like a Monday to read that official translation before I posted my thoughts. But then I wouldn't have time on the weekdays to actually make a reaction based on the real chapter. Yo, Sprite X. Hope you enjoy Hunter x Hunter till the end. Cheers from Chile. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I totally would. I mean, and I'm totally gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna continue reading Hunter x Hunter and rewatching it like once a year because I love it. So that's not gonna change. Sad to see you go, but it's good that you're doing what you feel you need. Wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much. Bro, your thoughts on Hunter x Hunter are beyond unique. I appreciate that. Like, and like this stuff is like still weird for me to read. Like, I mean, it just feels good. So thank you guys. It's awesome to get like this kind of support. Is true most Hunter x Hunter YouTubers are really bad in Spanish. There's a guy called makes me angry because he doesn't even understand the chapters. Yeah, there's just not a lot of Hunter x Hunter YouTubers, or not Hunter x Hunter YouTubers, just like anyone who reacts to Hunter x Hunter, just because like if you treat YouTube as a business, like Hunter x Hunter just manga doesn't drive clicks because it's not consistent, you know? So you can't just be a Hunter x Hunter YouTuber unless, I mean, if I was doing it full time and I didn't have a job, like I could do it just because I have so many ideas about Hunter x Hunter, but like you really got to go ham and like rewatch the series a bunch of times and just like really dedicate yourself to it. And I think, you know, just if you follow Alexander's channel, you know, you could tell there's a lot to say about Hunter x Hunter. He has a lot of things to say about Hunter x Hunter, which is great. So like you could do it, but if you're a chapter reaction channel like King of Lightning, you know, I understand why he doesn't prioritize Hunter x Hunter even when it is around. But yeah, like, you really got to dedicate, I think, a lot of time to it. So there's just not a lot of people who actually do chapter reactions. I like your Hunter x Hunter content because you're very careful about what you say. Yes, that is a gift and a curse of, like, it takes me a lot of time to formulate my thoughts, and I, like, just a personal thing, I don't like being misunderstood, and I don't like having regrets about the things that I say, so I spend a lot of time thinking about those things before I say them. And that's just kind of like an introvert thing, I guess. I don't know. So, usually with the edited videos, I was very happy, like, with what I said. Occasionally, I'd have to clarify things in the comments, but I'm glad that you recognize that, so thank you. Your content has always been engaging and fun. Thank you for all you've done. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Wow, whoever spoiled Hunter x Hunter 40 Nerdia needs their ass beat. Yeah, man, it sucked. Like, especially the one earlier this year, I was like, I've almost never deleted a comment, but I didn't want anyone else to be spoiled, so I like deleted that comment as soon as I saw it. I've never deleted a negative comment to my channel if it was directed towards me. If it was directed towards somebody else, like if someone was clearly baiting people, trolling, and then someone responded to them, and then that person's like, swearing and, using language I didn't like, and just like being a jerk to other people, I would delete those comments. But that only happened like 2 or 3 times. And then I even like blocked someone, just one person. And it's funny because I've seen that person on other channels too. And I wonder, like, do they still comment on my channel and like they just don't realize that they are blocked from commenting on my channel? I didn't really understand how that worked. But yeah, like that spoiler, I was just like, oh shit, and deleted it. I left up the spoiler from the recent one just because no one was visiting that video, and I responded to that person and said, like, dude, did you really just spoil the next chapter for me? And I was waiting to see if that person responded, like, just because I think some people just don't realize sometimes there's just like an ignorance to it of just like, they don't realize that I'm not the kind of person who, as soon as information is available, I'm going to search for it. So, like, the raw chapters, I don't look at those because I want to consume the manga the way it was, in as close to how it was intended as possible. I read a fan translation, even though that's probably not the best way to do it, but, like, I'm not going to look at the pictures first and then, like, read someone's translated script, like, in a Word document or anything like that. I want to consume it normally and just read it in English. So some people want to know, like when Dragon Ball Super was coming out, they were interested in seeing like what the next episode titles were and looking at advertisements that showed, like, oh, this person's going to go into this crazy new form. Like, I didn't want to know that stuff before watching it. I just wanted to watch the show naturally. So, like, I stopped following a lot of people on Twitter, and even big YouTubers, just because, like, that's what their fans liked, and they liked looking into that stuff, and it was spoiling the show for me. Even though, like, Dragon Ball Super, it's not like, it's not the same as when I was obsessed with Dragon Ball Z as a kid. But I just don't like spoilers at all, even the littlest thing. So I just like consuming it as it comes out, and I don't want to know anything about it before then. There's a lot of Hunter x Hunter content on YouTube, but yours, man, is an act of love towards Togashi's work. Thanks, man. That's awesome to hear. Yum yum, eat 'em up. Will you keep your videos up and available? I love your analysis on Kurapika. Thank you. I really like that video. I wish I did. Well, first, the answer is yes. Those videos will stay up. I'm not going to remove anything from the channel just because there may be a time where I do want to come back. It's just not in the cards right now and in the foreseeable future. But thank you. The Kurapika video, I put a lot of time into that one. I wish that I did a little bit less of just describing what happened and did more of the analysis. But, like, as I was saying earlier, I don't like to be misunderstood. So sometimes I feel like I have to remind the audience of, hey, this happened. Here's how it happened. And now here's why, or here's the thought I have on that, or here's why I feel a certain way about this character because of this thing that happened. And then, like, I just feel like I have to describe that thing that happened and remind people of, like, why I have thoughts. Or I feel like I have to justify my thoughts on things because I don't want to be misunderstood. So thank you. I'm glad you liked that video. I put a lot of time into that one. Twitter-wise, Nerdia, is there a way we can ask you questions without bothering you, but we'll get your educated opinion on thoughts? Yeah, Kyle, if you want to follow me on Twitter, like I said, I'll probably be avoiding Twitter like Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then I will post my thoughts afterwards, or I'll post my thoughts on a chapter like once I read it, probably. And probably the way I'll do that so that I don't spoil anyone else is just I'll probably make a thread. I'll just put like thoughts on chapter 382, right? That'll be the first post. That way, once you see that, you know not to look at the post below it. And then I'll string a bunch of comments together in that thread. I'm not saying that's going to be a thing I do weekly, but I do still want to talk about Hunter x Hunter with people. So, like, that's probably something I'll do. But, probably not not something that I'm, like, saying, like, hey, guys, if you want Hunter x Hunter content, go to my Twitter. But if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. If you want to ask me questions on Twitter, you can. If I don't get back to you right away, I apologize. I'm just not on Twitter a ton. And my DMs are open on Twitter. Sometimes I don't notice I have a notification because if I'm not following you, it puts things in a separate tab as like requested instead of like actual DMs. So it's a little different. So sometimes I don't notice I have a message on Twitter. But also sometimes it's like I'll get a message, I'll see it, but like I'm playing a video game, so I don't want to like stop and type, because even like writing the most basic things, like I think too much about what I'm going to say before I say it. So sometimes people ask me questions about Hunter x Hunter, and I'm like, oh, this is going to take me 15 minutes to respond to. So I delay that stuff. So yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter, if you want to shoot me a DM once in a while, that's fine. And I try to answer people as much as possible. So that's cool too, I'll be right back. I got to use the restroom. But I will be back. I'm back. Sorry. I'm gonna open my window so it's a little brighter. Oh, but now my forehead's gonna be all shiny. We would appreciate so much if you came on Discord once in a while, share your thoughts on the new chapters. We love your content. We'll keep spoiler free. I appreciate that, man. Like, yeah, I haven't been on. I'm just trying to fucking scoop my chair over. There we go. It's hard having this chair on carpet. Yeah, I need to jump on the Discord once in a while just because, like, it's been so long since I've been on there. Always wanted to ask this before you go. Can we get a closer look at your background of mangas and figures and statues? Yeah, let me move, let me do something real quick. It's kind of hard to see, but so over to that side. So up there I got a figure of Perona from One Piece. That's just a little monkey stuffed animal that Mama got me for Valentine's Day. She's a good lady. Over here I have I got a couple volumes of Inuyashiki up here just because I liked the anime and the art in the manga is really good. So, oh geez, that's a naked lady. Banned from YouTube. Insta ban. Yeah, like look at that art. I just really like it. So I have 3 volumes of Inuyashiki up there. A friend of mine had a manga collection and wanted to get rid of it. So also in this corner, I've got like the first 6 volumes of Bleach. He also gave me like 20-something chapters of Rebirth, which I haven't read yet. Oh, shit. I got this in Japan. Taiga from Toradora. Got that while I was in Japan. These manga are very random. This one is, let's see, AX is the premier Japanese magazine for alternative comics, heir to the legendary Gato, published bi-monthly since 1998. I'm not going to flip through it. Well, I'll try to find a safe page. It is very uncensored. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. It's just really weird stuff. Like, I don't know. This is about, like, a bunny or something. I don't know. You know, just, like, very strange stuff. There's some very weird nudity and other things that I can't really show in it. But it is a collection of different manga, like, one-shots and stuff. It's funny. Some of it's pretty cool. So a friend just got me this. Like for my birthday one year. So it says AX, alternative manga, independent, open, experimental. I've got this. A lot of this is from my friend who just gave me his manga collection. We've got, what is this called? O large? I don't know. I can't tell what that's supposed to be. Something large. All right. We've got Tokyo Tribes. I haven't read those 2 manga. We've got an issue of Rebound. Haven't read that. Volume 1 of Hellsing. Haven't read it. Volume 1 of Gurren Lagann. I like that shit. It's good. Volume 1 of Genshiken. The same friend who got me that AX manga got me this as well. Really liked Genshiken. Another one from my friend. Volume 1 of Ragnarok. Haven't read it yet, though. And then, of course, we got the Hunter x Hunter stuff. I've got Volume 1 of Vinland Saga, which I started reading. This is Osamu Tezuka. I think it's called Meh. It's really weird. It's like, I don't really know how to describe it. But if you don't know who Osamu Tezuka is, he is like, they call him the godfather of manga, I think. There's an award, the Tezuka Award, or every year. I think it goes to like the up and coming manga artist of each year, something like that. I have a hard time remembering, but Osamu Tezuka, he's like the godfather of manga. So this was an interesting story, but also very strange. I don't really know how to describe it. Anyways, what else we got? Below Spirit Circle is Domu, which is a pretty dope manga. Actually, I recommend people read that. So this is like 3 volumes. And it's kind of like, ooh, dusty. I gotta clean this stuff. So it's called Domu, A Child's Dream. Is that volume 1 I'm showing you? Yeah, volume 1 of 3. So it's only 3. It's very thin, as you can see. Ugh, I got a dust. The art's pretty cool. It reminded me, the anime, or this manga reminded me a little bit of Akira. In that it's like people with psychic powers. So basically, there's like this apartment complex that is kind of being haunted, and like there's just weird things going on. There's psychics involved. I'm trying to find like a really good page. Well, here you could see it's like this guy's getting drunk, right? And then like this old man just like pops through the floor, through his like table there, and he's like, the fuck's going on, you know? So crazy stuff happening, crazy stuff. Like there might be a time where like someone explodes or whatever. Oh, here's a guy just like killing himself because he's being haunted or being controlled by a psychic. Read it. It's short. It's 3 volumes. Give you that Akira vibe. So that I recommend. Spirit Circle. There's 4 volumes out in English. I think the 5th volume comes out in October, and then volume 6 will be in January, and that's it. It's 6 volumes. I love this manga. Spirit Circle. It's written by the same guy who did Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, which I haven't read yet, but I do own. It's somewhere on the floor over here. Basically, this kid here and this girl here have been reincarnated many times, and they keep encountering each other. She remembers everything. He doesn't. He's the main character. So, like, she really hates him. He doesn't know why. And she's like, bitch, check your past lives. So, like, each volume... God, I got a dust. Each volume pretty much covers, like, one of his past lives, of him remembering his past lives. And they're really good. Like, very emotional. Like, you see this character, you see it's, like, a middle school kid, and you're like, okay, what kind of manga is this? Very emotional stuff. You know, and the way that it affects the character is just really good. Like, when he remembers this life and remembers the decisions that he made, whether they were good or bad, or he's still unsure if he was correct, you know, the people he's lost in his past lives, it's really good. I think it's volume 1. Yeah. if you read volume 1 and you're not interested in more, you probably won't like the rest, but like I have a feeling volume 1 will get to you. I haven't enjoyed a manga this much in a very long time, so I can't wait till the October volume comes out. Read Spirit Circle. And then I pretty much have like more Hunter x Hunter over here. Let's turn it this way. Obviously the rest of Hunter x Hunter up to 33. Oh, 34 is back there. Let's see. We got Flame of Reika. I've talked about it a little bit, but it is basically, or Rekka. It's a manga from the 90s. It is absolutely a Yu Yu Hakusho clone. Not as good as Yu Yu Hakusho. Still, I think, above average. Like, I really enjoyed it. I read it a long time ago, and then recently, like, whenever I make an order on Amazon, I try to get one volume of Flame of Reika. So, I'm up to volume 13. Volume 14, I think I couldn't find, but, it's a battle shonen. It's, like, I think now, by today's standards, some people might think it's, like, average. I really enjoyed it a lot. I like the main character. I like his powers. It's a bit predictable. And it's like arc by arc for a while follows like almost exactly Yu Yu Hakusho. It's funny. And even like he is Yusuke in a sense, and his best friend is absolutely Kuwabara. That one is 100% for sure. And there is a character similar to Kurama in a way. There's also a character similar to Hisoka, and his name is Joker. Come on. Like, he is Joker, yeah. For a while, I was, like, you could see I have Post-it notes in here. Like, I was even planning a video on Flame of Reika. It was just taking forever. So, like, that's the thing, man. Videos just take fucking forever. I'm trying to think if, like, Joker shows up. But, like, the villains are cool here. The fights are cool. From what I remember. There's a big tournament. Who doesn't love a tournament saga? You know? Things get a little bloody. Damn, I want to... anyways, just Google. Just go read Flame of Reika. It's really good. Then we got a few volumes of Naruto up here. We got... I forgot his name. Dude from Haikyuu up there. I still haven't read Uzumaki and Gyo. I bought them because of one of Super Eye Patch Wolf's video. I was like, oh, damn. Like, I have a hard time consuming scary movies because I'm a wuss. But I was like, let me give a scary manga a try. Over here, that's volumes 13 and 14 of My Hero, and then right here is 1 through 12 of My Hero. I've also got 3 volumes of Yu Yu Hakusho there, because I do want to get all of the manga of Yu Yu Hakusho. I've got an extra copy of volumes 1 and 2 of Hunter x Hunter, because I was going to just start buying them randomly, and then one day, like, I had bought volumes 1, 2, and 32, and then I saw on writestuff.com, sorry, now there's, like, dust going everywhere. I saw on writestuff.com a deal for the entire collection, like, a year or two ago, so that's when I ended up buying the whole thing, so I have an extra copy of volumes 1 and 2. I gave my other copy of volume 32 to my brother. And then I've got volume 1 of Fire Force, I've got a tissue in there from where I left off. Got a tissue as my bookmark. It's by the person who did Soul Eater. Soul Eater? Soul Hunter. Soul Eater. Yeah, Soul Eater. Soul Hunter is a completely different thing. Probably don't watch Soul Hunter. It's not that good. But yeah, it's by the person who did Soul Eater. It's alright. I got it off when I used to watch Digibro, and he would do his Manga Mondays. It seemed like an interesting thing. So, I checked it out, but like, I don't know. It's alright. I just couldn't get into it. But that's like pretty much my whole manga collection, because I don't collect a lot of manga. Here's the other one I was saying was on the floor, Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. So, I'm like, what is this? This is a receipt that I use as a bookmark. So, I got through volumes 1 and 2, I'm like halfway through. So, I'm probably on just like the beginning of volume 2. Seems interesting. I got this based on a video by Best Guy Ever. So, he did and you know, maybe check out the video if you want, but it goes through the whole manga. It's just like quickly goes through the entire manga, but it seemed interesting. So it will spoil things, but like I watched it a year ago, so I totally forgot what happened. So I was like, oh, let me get this. Ooh, you could see in the camera. Can you see that red mark right there? The other day, I left my medicine cabinet open, and in the morning, when I went to go turn my shower on, I leaned down and banged my head on the fucking door of my medicine cabinet. My head was bleeding. But anyways, I have all the volumes of this on the floor here. So that's pretty much my whole collection. I also have a bunch of DVDs, but they're like in the kitchen, in a cabinet, hidden away. And you know, I've got some Boku no Hero Academia stuff here. Got those 2 figures with the Funko Pops and some keychains. I got a keychain down here. Oh my god, you can see the dust like floating around now. Got a keychain over here of Koenma from Yu Yu Hakusho. Got those Gurren Lagann DVDs. Got a Nintendo Switch over there. That's my nose right there. Oh, alright. Back to normal. What were we talking about? Johanna says, you will enjoy Overlord if you check it out. Yes, I am watching Overlord. I am behind on the newest season. I'm actually behind on a lot of things. I haven't been watching as much anime recently. Like, the only anime that I completed this past season was Major Second, a baseball anime. It is a sequel to the original Major. Guys, if you like sports anime, move this down a little bit. If you like sports anime, watch Major. It is 6 seasons with a movie at the end and several OVA at the end. Watch Major. You're going to watch season 1 and you're going to be like, oh, this looks a little old. Yeah, it's old. I mean, it gets the animation and the whatever, the quality gets a lot better in the later seasons. It goes from this kid's like this little kid playing Little League all the way up until his entire baseball career. It's amazing. Go watch Major. If I leave you with anything today, watch Major. All of it. Watch it. 6 seasons. Alright? It's awesome. If you go on myanimelist.net, you'll see that Major Season 1 has a high score. Even the seasons after that have high scores. But then when you looked at how many people actually have it added to their list, it's too low. It's ridiculous. Go watch Major. Do I have dust in my hair? I don't know. I got that red mark. Got a little bump too. But Johannes, yes, I have watched Overlord. It's great. Nate Falter, have you read or watched Made in Abyss? I watched Made in Abyss. I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. Anant Do you think he'll ever return? Maybe. I'm just not sure at this point, which is why the title of the video is leaving YouTube indefinitely. It just means I may come back, I may not. As far as the foreseeable future, I don't see it happening. But it's possible. If I'm inspired one day and I feel the need, I may do it. Hey, I watched the first 10 minutes of this. Sorry if you covered this already, but I know you've lost motivation for your channel. Have you lost interest in Hunter x Hunter? Absolutely not. I love Hunter x Hunter. Oh, let me put the comments back up now that... There we go. Now that I'm not showing off all the background stuff. No, I still love Hunter x Hunter. I just don't have the time to make videos, unfortunately. Have you tried Blue Exorcist? I watched the first anime, and I kind of lost interest when it went to the school. I know, like, it ends, like, the ending is not canon or whatever, but I was very interested in the, not the concept, what is that called? God, it's such a basic term, too. I don't know. I was interested in the fact that, like, oh, shit, it's, like, Satan's son. Like, that's cool. But, yeah, once it, like, went into the school setting, I kind of lost interest in it. I'm a huge fan of yours from the Philippines. I love your analysis. We hope you'll come back in the future. Thank you. Thanks, Vince. I appreciate that, you know. Vortex. Yes, Hunter x Hunter is back, and, there is one chapter that's been translated by Viz so far, and then, like, the next chapter you can find fan-translated already on Manga stream. But it'll be every Monday, probably for 10 weeks on Viz, or shonenjump.com, translated by Viz. Bye-bye, boss. Gotta work. I'll create a Twitter account, I guess. Bon voyage. See you at the Dark Continent. All right, Wordo. I'll see ya. Weirdo? Wordo? Yeah, create a Twitter. You guys can always follow me on Twitter. Zach, I'll post this video again, or I'm going to leave this video up, but yeah, it's just I don't have a lot of time. That's why I'm leaving. Motivation to make videos is low. Every time I think about making a video, there's just other hobbies I'd rather indulge in. So, yeah. Rhodia Creed, have you seen Rurouni Kenshin? I watched, like, the first 20-something episodes, and ended up dropping it. I've been told, like, hey, get to this arc. That's where it gets good. I just couldn't get there, so I ended up dropping it. What do you think of Black Clover? Eliak, the premise. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. The premise. Thank you. Oh, boy. I'm still waking up, even though, like, I just pretty much finished my coffee. That's my excuse. What do you think of Black Clover? Oh, it was rough, man. It's rough. I also like a magic system, you know, the anime magic. I like there to be a scientific, somewhat explanation for it, so I can understand the progression of power and compare power and things like that. So, I mean, that's why I love Nen so much. I think that Chakra, like in Naruto, was pretty good for the most part, pretty good. But yeah, I couldn't get into Black Clover. I didn't read the manga. I just watched the anime, and I dropped it after 5 or 6 episodes. And, you know, for the same reasons a lot of people complained about, the main character was really annoying. And I just wasn't... There wasn't just that one thing that drew me in. I just really didn't like the main character. I've heard it gets a lot better, but... Or not a lot better, but I heard it does get better. And that, I guess the dub is more bearable. Where do you read Hunter x Hunter Viz translation? So if you just go to I think it's shonenjump.com. Let me see. I have it in my favorites somewhere. Nope. Other thing. Oh, it's just viz.com. viz.com. And the manga is really cheap. Like, am I still subscribed? Yes, I am still subscribed. September 24th? Yes, good. It's like $20-something for the whole year. But if you are in another country, it may not be available. So if you're in the US, it's just viz.com. And I think you could just do shonenjump.com. I don't know. Or viz.com/shonenjump. But they spell shonen S-H-O-N-E-N. There's no U in there. I think in Japanese there's a U in there. What are your other hobbies, says David. So one thing, I really like going bowling. I'm pretty good at bowling. My average is like a 170. Nah, probably like a 160. So I really like going bowling, you know. I like playing video games. You know, I'll go out with friends occasionally, go out to eat and shit like that. But, like, pretty much my hobbies is, like, video games and anime. Like, I play a lot of Overwatch. So, I live about, like a 2-hour drive from most of my family. Like, my parents, my brother, so my niece and nephew as well. I have an aunt and uncle about 2 hours away. They're all in the same neighborhood, too. All of them. Aunt and uncle, so my younger cousin is there. I have a cousin in Houston. You know, he's like one of my best friends. He's around the same age as me. And then I have an aunt and uncle in South Carolina. But, like, most of my family's over in Tampa, so, like, my brother, my older cousin, who's in a different state. I think I accidentally just said the city. But, and my brother-in-law, my brother's brother-in-law, which I Googled, is called my co-brother-in-law. So, fun fact for you. So, those three and myself, because we don't get to see each other that much, we play Overwatch a lot on the weekdays. So, like, once I sign off work at 9 o'clock at night, usually I have something to eat, and then I'm on Overwatch for like an hour or two. So I play a lot of that. I've also recently been into stocks. I've been reading a lot about the stock market. I just downloaded the app Robinhood, where you can invest in stocks without broker fees. So I find that very interesting. Miss your videos. Best of luck outside of YouTube. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. If you'd have to guess, which prince do you think will be the last one standing? Like, honestly, I have a feeling Wobble might not make it. I really hope she does. I'm like 50-50 on that. Man, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. I mean, they may all die. Here's the thing is that we saw that machine where there's a casket, like 14 caskets, and then something in the center. So I feel like you can't show that and not have it realized. So it's possible all of the princes will die, but then there's some trick at the end where one of them comes back to life, all of them come back to life. Like, that could be possible. That this is all a game. The last one surviving wins, and then they're all brought back to life, and then they all have to be like, okay, this one who wins is now the king. Togashi won't kill off a baby, right? He might if there's a Deus Ex Machina or whatever, or something that brings them back. I'm not saying that's what that machine does, but, like, there's 14 caskets and something in the center. So something's going to happen if there are 14 deaths. including the king. It could be like the current king goes in one of those caskets, or that all of their deaths will make one more powerful. Like, I don't know. It's tough to say. It's tough to call. What's some of your favorite manga except Hunter x Hunter? So, I just talked about Spirit Circle. I really liked Flame of Reika. There was this other manga I was reading for a while. I believe it was by Kishimoto, the author of Naruto, or maybe it was his brother. It was called O Parts Hunter. Or I think in Japanese it's called 666 Satan. But I didn't get all the way through it, but it was pretty fun, like what I read. O Parts Hunter. I'll just type that in the chat right now. O Parts Hunter. That was pretty interesting. Oh, apparently I didn't type that in the chat. Or did I just hit enter? Oh yeah, there it is. O Parts Hunter. Another one I enjoyed is Liar Game. That one's pretty dope. Definitely gives you a Death Note vibe. It's all like mind games, but it's also like a bit of kaiji mixed in there, like games of death kind of thing. That one's definitely good. I am reading Vinland Saga. Apparently, it's getting an anime though, but I don't find myself often like sitting in silence doing anything. I almost always have a podcast, or I'm watching Twitch, or playing a video game or something like that going. So like, I just don't often sit and read in silence. But I'm like halfway through the first volume of Vinland Saga, and I'm enjoying it. But I don't read a ton of manga. It's just that there were some manga that I got into, like Naruto when it was first getting started. I still read One Piece. I'm like 10 chapters behind on One Piece, I think. But other than that, I don't keep up with a lot of manga. I enjoyed what I read of Dr. Stone. I think I got like 20 chapters into it. Same thing with The Promised Neverland is pretty good. But I just had trouble keeping up with those weekly. Tails, do you think we have enough to meet? Wait, let me go back. Okay, no, we're good. So that's some of my favorite. Oh, you said anime, not manga. Whoops, thought you said manga. Other anime, I like shonen stuff. I love sports anime. So like Hajime no Ippo, Major, one that is not shonen or sports, Natsume Yujincho, or Natsume's Book of Friends, I really enjoy. That's a really good one. There's like 6 seasons. Season 5 and 6 are amazing. It's just like this kid who could see yokai, and how that has affected his life. You know, it's not some, like the beginning seasons are kind of like Monster of the Week. Like, here's this yokai that is causing problems for him or someone else, and here's how he is going to help resolve that problem. I mean, there's more to it, like, you know, his grandmother could see yokai, so a lot of the yokai think he is the grandma, like, when she was younger, because yokai live for many, many years, or whatever. So because they look similar, you know, they go after him because they think he's his grandma or whatever. But, like, man, it's really good. I love it. I also really like Samurai 7, Mushishi, a lot of old stuff. GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka, is a good one. Toradora is one of my favorite. Rom-com kind of thing. Or Slice of Life. Trying to think what else. Yu Yu Hakusho, obviously one of my favorite ever. Taylor, do you think we have enough for 24-episode anime? what are you most looking forward to watching if we do get a continuation? I mean, the Chrollo and Hisoka fight is what I'm most looking forward to. I kind of don't want to see like this arc animated until it's done, because I would hate to have like half of it animated and then we have to take a break. We need about 60 chapters for a 24 episode anime. And I got to that number by taking the number of episodes we got from the 2011 anime divided by, or no, I'm sorry, the opposite way. The number of chapters that were animated divided by the number of episodes there are, and that will give you how many chapters there are per episode on average. So it was like 2.2 or something like that, or 2.8, somewhere between there. So for 24 episodes, if we want to do 24 to like 26 episodes, you need about 60 chapters. Right now we have, including the 2 chapters that just came out, 42 chapters. And by the end of this hiatus, or by the end of this run, he's probably just going to do 10 chapters like he has been doing for a long time now. We'll have 50 chapters. So that's pretty good. One more round of 10 chapters. So maybe sometime next year, we will have enough episodes for 24 to 26 episodes of anime. However, if there isn't really a good conclusion there, somewhere in the, if there isn't really a good stopping point, it's like, what's the point of doing an anime? I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. Have you played Nier Automata? I just started playing it. No, I haven't. Heard great things about it. I got a huge backlog. I keep a list of like all the games that have come out recently that I've wanted to play. I have a list of all the games I plan on playing in the future, like with their release dates and everything on it, just so I can try to keep track of that stuff. Thoughts on Jordan Peterson? I've only seen one podcast with him, and that's the one on Joe Rogan. And I know that there is some controversy around him, I guess. Like, some people really hate his ideas. He didn't say anything too offensive to me when I watched the Joe Rogan podcast, when I listened to that. Seemed like an interesting person, but I can't really give my opinion because that was like a month or two ago. I kind of forget what he was talking about, but seemed interesting at the very least. After Hunter x Hunter, I've been trying to get into Yu Yu Hakusho. What are your opinions on it so I can get into it more? Hard to say, really. I don't know. I mean, it picks up in the Dark Tournament arc for a lot of people. I really loved it, like, since the intro, but yeah, the beginning of it is a little episodic and stuff, but I mean, definitely watch it dubbed. The dub is amazing. But I don't really know what I could say to convince you to like it more. But there are 2 major arcs. It's the Dark Tournament arc and the arc after that that really make me love it. So try to get to the Dark Tournament and get through some fights in the Dark Tournament, I guess. Ivan says, no more sake. No more sake. Earlier this year, I quit vaping. Or you don't know that. Earlier this year, I quit vaping. Trying to be a little healthier. Stopped drinking for a long time. Started eating breakfast again because I wasn't eating breakfast all the time. For a long time, I stopped drinking caffeine, too. Just because that was, like, making me anxious in the morning on an empty stomach. So, I mean, you've seen me sipping my Starbucks here. But I had breakfast this morning, so the Starbucks isn't bad. So, yeah, just trying to take better care of myself. And eventually, like, now the next step is eat a little healthier and get back into exercising. So, and that has helped me be more alert and focused at work. And, like, because I've been trying to put more energy into my job, I've been trying to be a little healthier. So I probably stopped drinking back in like February, and then like on this trip I went to in California, I was in California for a week. I had some drinks while I was out there, but like as far as just being home and having a drink, probably not going to do that anymore. Have you tried Dark Souls and other FromSoft games? Yes, my first Dark Souls game, or my first Souls game FromSoft game was Bloodborne. I played it like a year after it came out, so like when the Old Hunters DLC was already out and like it had been patched for like loading times and stuff. I loved Bloodborne, and then I just like consumed everything I could about it, like watched tons of lore videos and stuff like that, and like playthroughs. I love Bloodborne. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And I just recently, I played the Dark Souls remaster, which was good. I enjoyed it. I missed the DLC in my playthrough. Like I didn't get to that part, or know how to like get to the DLC, because I didn't really look up a ton about Dark Souls before I played it. I had seen a full playthrough a long time ago, but like completely forgot everything. So Dark Souls was fun. It was tough. And I bought Dark Souls 3 when it was on sale. So I'll probably play Dark Souls 3 sometime in the next couple months. It's on the backlog right now. I know Neo isn't a FromSoft game, but I tried that and didn't really like it that much. I don't know. Just feel like my hits didn't have as much impact, so I didn't really like it that much. How's Vinland Saga? Vinland Saga is good so far. I got a bit of a Berserk vibe from the beginning, but like it kind of shows you like future, you know, where this guy's kind of a badass, you know, running through armies, slicing people down, and that like gave me a bit of a Berserk vibe. But then it goes to his past, so I haven't got back to the current timeline yet. So I'm like still reading about how things came to be. But I'm only, you know, probably two-thirds of the way through Volume 1, I think. But good stuff so far. I'm currently reading Kingdom. Is there anybody you suggest doing quality chapter reviews? I don't know. I know that King of Lightning occasionally catches up on Kingdom. I haven't read Kingdom. It's been suggested to me many times. Just not ready to jump into a manga that long yet. It might be a good thing for like the next time I want a trip or a vacation. That would actually be a good idea. But I don't know who does good chapter reactions for that. Just because I don't read it, so I haven't looked for chapter reactions for that. What do you think of the text in the end with the Hisoka face? I'm not sure what you're referring to, Ivan. Was that something in the newest chapter? It might have been something I was talking about earlier, because I'm behind on... I always fall behind on stuff up here. See you around, Chris. Best wishes. If you come back, I will definitely be there to share. I appreciate that. Thank you, Sprite. Thanks for your videos. They were enjoyable. I wish you can continue, but I guess you won't. I would have seen the whole stream live, but I had midterms, man. Totally understandable. No worries. I'm going to leave this up on YouTube for a while. What do you think of Senin? I really haven't read a lot. You know, I really love Berserk. I'm not caught up on it, though. I only got to, like, chapter 300. I need to find more because I am getting a little tired of shonen battle manga just because I'm seeing the same things over and over again. I'm kind of falling out of love with My Hero Academia just because, like, there was an arc that I just thought was bad, and it's after the current anime. Like, just thought the next villain was bad. I thought he was cool in the beginning, and then it just never got developed, so I thought it was bad. So I'm just seeing a lot of things, like, now that I have consumed a lot, I'm seeing a lot repeated, so that's, you know, lowering my enjoyment of it. But seinen manga just doesn't get as much doesn't get talked about a lot. You hear the same 3 manga, and that's, you know, Berserk, Vinland Saga, and Vagabond, you know. Please catch up on reading One Piece. So much stuff happened in the recent arc. Yes, I definitely will. I still really like One Piece, just haven't sat down and read it. I do also I like to give One Piece a little room and then read a few chapters at a time. Feels really good. I was a fool before reading Vagabond. I felt like Jesus after finishing Vagabond. Yeah, it's on my list. I think I actually have volume 1 on my my Amazon wish list. What kind of hunter are you? What's your nen type in Hatsu? I'm an information hunter. But my license was revoked because I'm not currently hunting any information. My nen type does not help me in my journey for hunting information. I think I would be a manipulator, but the ability I have is called Nightcap, and it's just like a little hat, kind of like Naruto's little hat he wears when he's sleeping. It's got a dial on it, and I could set the timer on it for a certain amount of time, hit the button, and when it's on my head, I automatically fall asleep for that amount of time, and I cannot be woken up by anything. So it's dangerous. Leaves me vulnerable, but it leaves me refreshed. Like I can get a lot of sleep from it. I could also use it as a weapon and put it on other people's heads, turn the dial, boom, and only I can remove it from their head to disrupt the timer. But I could put people to sleep, basically, leaving them vulnerable. God of War is a must. It is a journey. Yes, I played God of War, got the Platinum Trophy. Amazing game. I loved it. What happened to your beard, by the way? Yeah, I'm surprised nobody mentioned that earlier, but I couldn't find a barber who just knew what to do with it. And I was really bad at trimming it. So it just kept getting out of control, and then I'd go get a haircut, have them trim the beard. They'd either not take enough off, so it was still a little too out of control for my taste, or they would just cut it weird so it would look funky. So one day I was like, I'm going to try and trim it. I'm probably going to mess it up, so I'm okay with that. And if it does, I'll just leave a little bit here. But I'm going to try and trim it. I tried to trim it. Didn't work. It looked funky, so I was just like, I'm just going to keep it like this for now. It's a lot less to deal with in the morning, too. Do you like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? I enjoy it. I do not enjoy it as much as the fan base does. You know? A lot of people are die-hard JoJo fans and think it belongs up there in the top with a lot of other shonen manga. I don't. But I've only watched the anime. You know, all of the anime. So I've finished up to Diamond is Unbreakable. Or I finished that as well. And I'll watch Season 5, but to me it's above average. But the fact that right now, you know, Stardust Crusaders and Diamond is Unbreakable, because they are pretty much like Monster of the Week, that hurts it for me. It's just not, I like continuous progression with the main story or whatever, like, so I have a hard time getting invested in it, so that's why it's just not my jam. Yeah, in the last chapter. Okay, so I'll have to go back and read that because I didn't really notice that. I just read the chapter sometime last night and didn't see that. Warframe. The Gentle Criminal arc was garbage. Don't care what anyone says. So I'm not sure if that was the name of the arc, but the one with, what is his name? Overhaul? Is that his name? I didn't like that arc. Is that the official name for it? The Gentle Criminal arc? I don't know. I didn't like Overhaul. I don't think Overhaul was developed well. The art started to suffer in that arc, unfortunately. And the whole, yeah, just wasn't my jam. Tokyo Ghoul, I watched season 1, and then that was it. I didn't really like how Tokyo Ghoul... I liked the first half of season 1. I liked the idea of Tokyo Ghoul, but I don't know, too much time in that damn cafe. Try out Jagan, relatively new and fresh seinen manga. I'm just going to pop that over into a text file real quick, just so I have that saved, and I will look it up later. Thank you, Loathe. Goodbye, Gon and Killua analysis. Yeah, I'm sorry. And Hicham, I've seen you comment. I've seen your comments. I know you really want that. I was kind of afraid to watch Alexander's video about Killua, because I think he covered a lot of what I was gonna say in the later stuff. So I was afraid to watch it. So I haven't watched his video yet. I probably still won't, just because if I do return and decide to finish my Gon and Killua analysis, I don't want any ideas in my head. But from the title, I think it was something about like Killua and self-actualization, like his dedication to Gon and trying to find a purpose through being friends with Gon, and like, you know, not having his own purpose, and just like that was a huge thing I was gonna cover, and like covered a little bit of that in my previous videos. So you know, but yeah, I just can't. Not gonna happen for a while, or possibly ever. But for now, unsure. I'm sorry I was a little late to the party while you're leaving. The main reasons is motivation and time. Well, the main one's time. Second one is motivation. If I had a lot more time, a lot more free time, I'd be able to like take care of Hunter x Hunter and still videos and still indulge in my other hobbies, but I don't have that much time nowadays. So I will post. This video is going to stay up on my channel. The channel is going to stay up. All my videos are going to stay up. So you'll be able to watch this later and see like the beginning of this live stream of like kind of the reasoning behind everything. Just want to see how many people were watching. Just pop over real quick. Bam, bam. Oh, did I screw up? I think I screwed up something. I think I just closed. Did I fuck up? Is the live stream still going? Uh-oh. Other features. Live streaming. I accidentally closed the thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's still going. Holy shit, 50 people watching? Alright, minimize that. Johannes, yeah, so JoJo, it's good stuff. I'll continue to watch it, but I'm just not on board with the fan base about how good it is. Really liked Overhaul. Tokyo Ghoul manga is amazing. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say, like, just go to the manga, ignore the anime, and then, like, Tokyo Ghoul apparently is really good, too. Have you read Kakaishi? No. But I have watched the anime, and I know the anime ends before the manga, I guess. I really liked it. I really liked the anime. Obviously, the ending wasn't great. But the concept of their, like, barrier powers, their Kakai, was really cool. It was unique. I really liked it. I'll have to find, and I think I have it on my, like, plan to read or something list on Mal, But I do want to read Kakaichi one day. I feel like we're keeping you here, lol. I don't mind, you know, especially because this could be the last one, or just it's going to be a long time before I do another one of these. Like, and this morning, thankfully, I already took care of some errands. I could use a drink, though. I'm going to go grab a drink. But I don't mind hanging around for a little bit, you know, like 30 more minutes or something, and then I'm just going to, like, play video games the rest of the day. Be right back, grabbing a drink. All right, we are back. I saw a question about Monster. Oh, did you read Monster? No, I didn't read it, but I watched the anime. I think on Mal I gave it like a 7 out of 10. I know it's pretty highly regarded. At the time I watched it, I just it just wasn't what I was looking for. I basically went through Mal and went through like the top 100 anime and like, you know, like open new tabs for each one I wanted to watch that sounded interesting. And I just like was like, I love, at the time I was going through like an anime renaissance, my anime renaissance. So I just wanted to consume as much anime as possible. That was one of them. I got through it and then I just thought it was too long. And I kept wanting to see more of Johan, and he just like doesn't pop up for so freaking long. So at the time, it just wasn't what I was looking for. I thought it was good though, overall. So I gave it a 7 out of 10, which is a good score. Sorry if the camera's a little shaky. It's because like, yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. My bad. I think it was in one web page. Okay, gotcha. We love you, Tales. Should be 50,000 people watching. Thanks. I appreciate that. Try out Terraformers. Really good seinen manga and really good. Was there a Terraformers anime? I feel like I watched like the first episode. I don't remember if I watched it or not. Like where this dude was like wrestling a bear or some shit. But I'll add it to this little Word doc. I also have another document on my MacBook of things people have suggested me that I haven't gotten to yet, but boom, I've added it to the list. Elix. You know, one thing I wanted to do a video of a long time ago that I guess I'll just like mention now is kind of like my history with anime. You know, like kind of started like I was in probably 3rd or 4th grade, I think. You know, Dragon Ball Z is what got me into anime, right? That was, yep, don't stay at the first episode, go on. Okay, gotcha. So, yeah, I started with Dragon Ball Z when I was young. I saw it. The first episode I saw was Yamcha dying, right? And that kind of blew my mind. I was like, oh, snap, like... Also, for a little bit when I was a kid, like the first couple episodes, I was so confused on Yamcha and Goku because they were wearing like the same clothes. That confused the hell out of me. I was like, why does he have a different hairstyle when he's dead? But yeah, as a kid, that just blew my mind that like a hero could die, and even by, you know, when Chaozu sacrifices himself, like I was like, okay, that's some next level crazy shit. So yeah, I was into Dragon Ball Z for a while, and then I was just like Saturday mornings, whatever they would show, you know, Pokemon, Sailor Moon, watch that into elementary school. I collected all the VHS tapes, started collecting all the VHS tapes of Dragon Ball Z. There was a movie channel that showed Princess Mononoke, so I watched that. It wasn't really until high school, so that was like elementary school that I was into that. It wasn't really until high school when I got my own computer is when I really started consuming anime differently. And, you know, I was also watching, like, then when Adult Swim came on, you know, I was watching whatever's on Adult Swim. Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Star, Yu Yu Hakusho was on Toonami or Adult Swim. And then I just eventually bought all the DVDs of Yu Yu Hakusho. But just consuming things that were on television. Then, when the fighting game, Naruto, Clash of the Ninja 2, when that was released in Japan, which was several years earlier than in English, so it's Naruto Gekito Ninja Taisen 2 for the GameCube, IGN did an article about, hey, there's this really cool Japanese fighting game. And I was watching a video about it in, like, my web design class in high school, and the kid next to me was like, oh, you're into Naruto? I'm like, no, what is it? This fighting game looks really cool, and these characters look really cool. So he told me, oh, it's an anime, it's in Japan right now. I'm like, well, how would I watch that if it's in Japan? So he told me about, like, oh, you can find it, you know, here, people put subtitles on it. So that's when I started getting into anime and manga that was in Japanese. I think that was my sophomore or junior year of high school. At the time, there were 60 episodes of Naruto out. So I'm kind of dating myself, right? Or aging. I'm like 31. Yeah, I forget sometimes. I'll be 32 in a couple months. So high school was a long time ago for me. So he saw I was watching footage of the fighting game, told me about Naruto, here's where you can find the anime. So I watched like 60 episodes, you know, in the next week or two, just like burned through it. And then he started spoiling the manga for me. Be like, oh, is the anime up to the part where Rock Lee becomes a drunken master? I was like, no, bro, stop telling me that shit. So I had to read the manga to avoid getting spoilers. So that's when I started getting into manga. And then in, like, that year, I got my own computer and just started, like, going crazy, downloading, you know, as much anime as I could. So Full Metal Alchemist, downloaded all that in Japanese, and watched that. Couple other things, but then in college, I got Netflix, and before they were doing streaming, it was just DVDs. I saw that they had a ton of anime, so I would do the 8 DVDs at a time, which was like $50 a month, and I would get all the DVDs that I wanted, all the anime DVDs. I would burn them, and then I would send the DVDs back the same day. So I have a binder, like, you know, like a big-ass binder like this thick, full of burnt anime. So on DVD I have Death Note, Get Backers, Gurren Lagann, which I ended up buying anyways. I've got some of Shin-Chan. I have Gungrave, which is a really good show. What else? I would also rent a ton of movies in between that too, so I also have like another binder just full of normal movies. But that's how I just started to discover more anime, was through Netflix and through Netflix and just burning those DVDs. So that was my introduction into a lot of stuff at once, because really from elementary school into high school, it was like Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon, then Toonami stuff, you know, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Adult Swim, you know, Cowboy Bebop, which I really wasn't into at the time, Outlaw Star, some Tenchi Muyo, and then going into high school, Naruto, and that just like opened the doors for a ton more. Got my own computer, started downloading some other stuff. Like once it would appear on Toonami, I'd be like, I want to see the rest of it, and then I'd download as much as I could in Japanese. And then, so in college, the Netflix stuff got me into more anime. Then I discovered rightstuff.com. Stuff is spelled with one F. Rightstuff.com. They would have crazy deals on DVDs. So I started just buying a lot of DVDs. Like, hey, here's this 24-episode anime, and the DVD box set is on sale for $20. I was like, oh, shit. All right, let me try this one out. So I would, and through college I worked as well, so I had some expendable income. I had, scholarships and stuff to pay for everything else, so all the work money was going toward other shit. So, and my parents helped me out with, rent and shit, so whatever. Very grateful for that. So I spent a lot of money on DVDs through Right Stuff. I would just order like $100 worth of DVDs at a time and consume anime and manga that way. And then eventually I just got into torrenting, and that was like towards the end of my time at college. So it went from watching everything on TV, discovering Naruto in high school, downloading some stuff, but then ordering DVDs from Netflix and burning them in my early years of college. Later in college, buying DVDs from rightstuff.com, anything that was on sale. Didn't really matter what it was rated or whatever. I just downloaded a bunch, or just bought a bunch of random DVDs. And then starting to just torrent stuff. And that's when I finally understood the concept of seasons of anime, and just like, oh, okay, the new season is out. I'm going to download the first episode of everything, and I will watch every anime until it is bad and I drop it. So if you look at my dropped list on my Mal account, you'll see that like a lot of the stuff is from like 2000, probably like 2004 to like 2010 maybe. Something like, when the fuck did I graduate college? I graduated college in 2010. So probably a lot of that is like 2008 to 2012 is like a lot of my drop list when I'd watch everything. And then that has slowed down significantly. But yeah, I used to, as soon as the season started, I'd look at the chart, the seasonal charts that always are out with like a picture and a small description. I'd look at those, choose a ton of shows to watch, sometimes all of it, and then just like drop a ton of it and stick with 3 or 4 shows. That was kind of like my history with anime. But like my renaissance of anime was like college, when Netflix, burning a ton of stuff, Right Stuff, buying a ton of stuff, and then just getting into torrenting a bunch of stuff that wasn't available for purchase. Nowadays, pretty much if it's not on Crunchyroll, I'll torrent it. Or I'll watch it on Netflix if it's available on Netflix. But most of the stuff I just watch on Crunchyroll. But I'm only watching like one show a season, kind of. Just not a lot of stuff. Is Steins Gate Zero good? I only watched the original. I've also only watched the original. I'm not sure about Zero. The only opinion I've really seen on it was Alexander's, and I'm pretty sure he was very positive about it. Studio of Berserk. Wah, wah. Yeah, I'll check it out. I have it written down. What games are you playing now? What games are you looking forward to in 2019? So right now, I'm playing Dragon Quest XI. Recently, I played Guacamelee 2. Got the platinum in... No, I didn't get the platinum in that. I got to 90% trophies. Guacamelee 2 was really good. I'm looking because I have my PlayStation up right here. The game right next to Dragon Quest is Donut County. It's like a 2-hour game that was pretty fun. It's just like you are a hole in the ground and you like move around to like have objects fall in the hole and kind of like solve puzzles that way. And the hole gets bigger the more stuff falls in there. And there's like a cute little story that goes along with it. But I got the platinum in like 2.5 hours. What else have I been playing? That's it for PlayStation. On the Nintendo Switch, because I went on a trip and was on a 6-hour flight to California, 5-hour flight, I downloaded Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker on the Switch. Really enjoying that. I just recently played through the... Oh my god, I spit on the mic. Just recently played through the Donkey Kong DLC for Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That game is awesome. So was that DLC. I could pop open. I have a document of all the games I'm looking forward to. Upcoming games. There we go. I still want to play Spider-Man. I haven't bought that yet. I want to play Donkey Kong's Tropical Freeze. Haven't played that. Ooh, Mega Man 11 comes out in a couple days. Gonna get that. I love like Japanese RPGs and platformers. So Mega Man 11, I'm all about that. Spyro collection, or I have November 13th written down, but I think that got delayed. I have to double check. I might get the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu game. I don't know. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, I'm getting that when that comes out. I love Smash Brothers. Love it. I'll get the new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. I'm getting that. That's probably, besides Smash Brother, that's my most anticipated game is Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice, March 22nd. For the Switch, I'll probably get Katamari Damacy Reroll, because I like Katamari. Tales of Vesperia Deluxe Edition. I mean, Tales of Nerdia, Tales of Vesperia. I gotta get a Tales game. I love the Tales games. I'm also interested in Tunic and Metal Wolf Chaos XD. But then, you know, pretty much any big Nintendo game. Next year I'll get Luigi's Mansion, Animal Crossing, Yoshi's Crafted World. I'm going to probably get Killer Queen Black. That looks like a cool game. You know, I'm looking forward to Jump Force. I'm interested in Cyberpunk. Not 100% sure if I'll get that. I'm just open world. Big open world games usually aren't my thing. There's only like a few that I really liked. Ghost of Tsushima looks interesting. Fire Emblem Three Houses I'll get. Sable. Gris. Yeah, those are the big ones. Sea of Solitude looks pretty dope. Nice little indie game. Last of Us 2. That's a good amount of the games I'm interested in coming out. And then I got a huge backlog too. Wah, wah. If you really want my favorites, it would be Billy Bat, Aijin, Fire Punch. Alright, let me copy these. Have you played Kingdom Hearts? I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 when they came out. That's it. And I've kind of lost interest in them, honestly. If the gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 3 is good, I'll play it. I don't really care about the story, so... and never really did. So catching up on all the other titles doesn't really matter to me. So we'll see how the reviews go. If it's got good controls and is fun mechanically, then I'll probably play Kingdom Hearts 3. Hold on, I said I would paste this. There we go. Boom. Sorry, just got here. Curious why you're leaving. Mostly time and lack of motivation. I will post... This video is going to stay up on YouTube, though, so... you could check out the beginning of it for, like, kind of a deeper explanation later. But pretty much just focusing on my career right now. Did you ever get into Legend of Galactic Heroes? Yes, I did. I really liked it. It is on my Mal account. But yeah, I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10. Really good show. Thanks for all your dedication on the channel. Really hope you come back someday. Be it at Twitch or other media. When Smash Bros. Ultimate is out, let's play some. Cheers from Brazil. Hell yeah, man. We could play some. So I said I'll still be active on Twitter for a little while. I'm going to see how that goes. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, at Tails_of_Nerdia, you could do that. Gotta go, dude. Hope you come back soon. But until then, good luck. Thank you. Take care. Thank you for the awesome content. Good luck with your adventures. Thank you, Cyrus. Appreciate that. Ivan, Death Stranding. You know, I'm not really big on Metal Gear Solid and, like, Kojima's other stuff. So, like, I've been really interested in the story of his comeback and his return and what happened with him and Konami, and then just seeing his interesting marketing strategy of Death Stranding. When we finally saw, like, gameplay footage, I was like, I don't know what this is. Like, I don't know how this plays. So I just don't know how I really feel about it. I'm interested in it. It's on my radar, but I am not sold on it. So I don't know. So we'll see. You absolutely need to play Yakuza 0. Daigo, I want to play all the Yakuza games. I was not aware of Yakuza until, like, last year. And the guys over at Easy Allies, a YouTube channel, like, I love their stuff, and they love Yakuza, and they have convinced me to play it. I also have a backlog list. I pretty much read off, like, here's the games I'm buying 2018. Here's the stuff I'm interested in 2019. There is another list of, like, here's all the games that have come out over the years that I would love to play. So, Yakuza, every Yakuza game is on there. I'll probably start with Kiwami, I think would be, since that's a remake of the first, and then Kiwami 2. I kind of want to play them in, like, release order. I don't know. Before I play them, I'm going to, like, look up, like, hey, guys, ask the people who know, what order should I play this in? Eliak, got to be out of here. Enjoy the stream. Going to miss your videos. Looking forward to your reviews again, but life happens. Thanks for all the content. Thank you. And take care. Hopefully this isn't the last time we talk. So, take care. Play Monster Hunter World. It will fix your open world problem. I did play Monster Hunter World. I put about 130 or 140 hours into it. I loved it. It was great. I still think about getting it for PC. What other YouTuber would you recommend we flood to for Hunter x Hunter reviews? I don't really know a lot that do Hunter x Hunter reviews. I know the King of Lightning does them, but he doesn't do them, like, soon after the chapters start, or after the chapter was released. Jesus. Let me just take a sip of my drink. So, you know, he takes his time, and sometimes he'll wait till, like, 2 or 3 chapters are out and then do a chapter reaction. But I appreciate his thoughts on Hunter x Hunter. I haven't watched a ton of his reactions, but I appreciate his One Piece analysis and his One Piece reactions. So I would say head over to him. Tell him I sent you. But, you know, just know that you probably won't get things in a timely fashion because he does have other priorities for his channel, which makes sense. Like, One Piece is, I believe, the bread and butter of his channel. So check out the King of Lightning. You know, I think before, not recently, but, or he may have even done it recently too, before the manga returns, he usually does, like, a live stream reading through, like, all the chapters again sometimes, which is pretty cool. And I've joined those live streams, like, in the comments occasionally. And then I got recognized and ran away because I didn't want to be a distraction. Just want to thank you for all the amazing Hunter x Hunter content. Hopefully sometime in the future you get enough motivation and time to continue. Good luck with your career, bro. Thank you, Ace. You know, I don't want this to be a sad, like, permanent goodbye. It might be, but it might not be. For now, who knows, though. But thank you so much. Me too, I have a list of games, movies, animes, series, etc. Yeah, I've just recently been into, like, creating lists. I actually do have a list that I've been working on recently that is every game I've ever played. So I've been just trying to write down every game I've ever played. And I've just been going by console and looking up lists for, like, top 100 games on NES. And, like, looking through, okay, which one of these have I played? And then I'm trying to think of all the weird ones I've rented and stuff like that back in the day. That list is getting big. I've only done Nintendo consoles so far. And I'm not even done with that. It's crazy. Excuse me. Will you still be watching, reading the anime manga? I found you because of Hunter x Hunter. I love your videos. Thank you. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm still into Hunter x Hunter. Like, I'm still going to be reading it, keeping up with it. Just don't have time to put out my thoughts on it and organize my thoughts on it and research and put out videos. So I will still be reading and watching, though, if the anime comes back. But I'll still be watching the anime, like, yearly, rewatching the anime, because that good. Love your videos. It's sad to see you go, but I think maybe you made a huge impression on YouTube and one of the best Hunter x Hunter YouTubers I've seen. Thank you. I appreciate that, you know. I know, like, in the anime, you know, the community that's over, you know, 100,000 subscribers, things like that. Probably none of them have recognized my channel at all, and that's fine. Like, I never really did it for that. But I've seen my name pop up in a couple places that was really exciting. Or just, like, when I comment on another channel I watch that has nothing to do with anime, like gaming channels, and people have said, "Oh, Tails, what are you doing here?" Like, it felt weird, but, you know, it was a good feeling knowing that there were just, like, people out there who would see me once in a while, or just on Twitch, like, recognize my name when I'm in the comments section of in the chat on a Twitch channel. Like, that's crazy. So, you know, it's just weird to think about. Like, I didn't ever feel like I had made a big impression on the anime community or anime YouTube, but, like, in the Hunter x Hunter community, I felt like some of my stuff, like, especially the Meadowem and Gone video, like, really had an impact, and it was something original. And I did feel like my chapter reactions were original and providing a different perspective than a lot of what was on YouTube. And I started doing those before going to Reddit, and now that I'm on Reddit, I see how many dedicated people there are to Hunter and the amazing things they've done. I have a few Reddit threads saved, like, one person put together a timeline, which was really interesting, of the recent chapters. There's some great analysis of the recent chapters on Reddit. So someone asked, like, should I go to YouTube? Who else can I go to on YouTube? Like, I would suggest going to the subreddit. Usually once a chapter comes out, it's just, like, a bunch of hype in the main thing. But then over the next few days, you have some interesting threads pop up. And, you know, I would read those after my chapter reaction and be like, damn it, why didn't I notice that? So there's a lot of people who have a lot of great insight and do a lot of really good analysis on Hunter x Hunter on the Reddit, on the subreddit. So really, if you want that level of analysis, the subreddit is a good place for it. A lot of good discussion goes on there. So, and of course, there's a lot of the other stuff too, like, you know, who would win in a fight? I'm not into that stuff. There's a lot of that on the subreddit. There's also just a lot of, like, fan art on the subreddit that I kind of wish was, like, a separate page. Just because those get a ton of upvotes. And they're nice, and, like, a lot of the art is really good. But then it's, like, a lot of the top threads are just art, and I'm there for the discussion. So there's a lot of that on there, too. But also a lot of good discussion once the manga is going. A lot of good theories, too. Play Yakuza 0 first, since the remakes are tweaked and have additional content meant for people who played Yakuza 0 for a full experience. Okay, that makes sense. I just wasn't sure because I know Yakuza 0, like, is a prequel and came out later. So I wasn't sure if it would be good to start the story where, like, in real time where the story started, and then, like, do the flashback or, you know, the prequel later. But Yakuza 0 would be a good start. Yeah, and that makes sense since there will be things different in gameplay. The chapter of Hunter got crazy. Yeah, the newest chapter, really good. Really good chapter. Do you think the Succession War arc will surpass Chimera Ant arc? I don't know. Because the Chimera Ant arc, especially because there is an anime for it now, has such a huge impact on me. And honestly, like, I could have continued doing videos on just the Chimera Ant arc instead of, like, trying to do the Gon and Killua analysis and the Kurapika analysis. Like, I was having a lot of people in the comments section like, hey, are you going to cover other arcs? Because there is a big part of the Hunter x Hunter community that does not like the Chimera Ant arc. Especially the palace invasion. Like, I don't understand that part of the community. But I wanted to make videos for Hunter x Hunter fans, like, for everyone. So, like, I've steered away from the Chimera Ant arc for a little bit just because I did 3 videos in a row about the Chimera Ant arc. So I was like, all right, I can't just be, like, I'm already a niche, however you want to say it, YouTuber, because I'm only talking about one show. If I only talk about one arc of that show, that's even more niche. Excuse me, even more niche or whatever. So I was like, all right, I got to vary it up a little bit. But honestly, I could have stuck with the Chimera Ant arc. There's so many things I want to say about that arc. But Succession War arc, right now, it might be my second favorite. Just because there's so much surprises. It just keeps me guessing. There's so many good abilities. It's so good. I love it. A lot of York arc versus Chimera Ant hate. Yeah, that's a lot of people think, that's the debate is always which one is better. But there's also a lot of people who are like, I like York New and then Chimera Ant. And that's fine. But some people just really don't like Chimera Ant at all. And a lot of the reasons they cite is, one, the narration. They don't like that. And they think it's like, they don't like the ending to it. Just because some people think that Gon's transformation was BS. I don't. I think it was perfectly explained and it fit within the rules of the world. And it was foreshadowed for a long time, so I don't agree with that at all. I think Aluka was bullshit, even though we knew there was another sibling for a long time. But I thought he got out of it too scot-free. If he doesn't get his Nen back and that's the end of the Gon story, like, okay, that makes me feel a little better about it. But I still think, like, if he gets his Nen back, then he got off scot-free. Should have had some other permanent injuries or something that forced him to change up his Nen or something like that. But anyways, yeah, I just don't understand the complaints about the Chimera Ant arc. And I think some of them are just factually inaccurate. That the narration was unnecessary. That's just factually inaccurate. Like, oh, those things could have been left to the thoughts of the characters. I'm sorry, go back and watch the narration with that in your mind. Doesn't make any sense. Some of those things could not be thoughts of the characters. Some of it could. There is some narration that could have either been completely taken out or been to the thoughts of the characters, but most of it was better as narration. It created more tension and more suspense in the arc, and explain things that could not have been explained in another way. So, just better because of the narration. Just hopped on. Not sure if it's answered. Will you be posting on Twitch or live streaming randomly? Probably not. Most likely not. I don't want to do anything half-assed. So, and that's where the direction I saw myself going. So, you know, I just wanted to like put a hard stop on it and just be like, look, I'm not putting out the kind of stuff that I want to put out, and in order to put out the stuff I want to put out, I would need more time and a little bit more motivation that I don't have right now. So, for now, just a hard stop. Alka might not be BS if the Dark Continent is full of OP creatures like her, just making humans very weak, not Alka OP. Or, yeah, that makes sense. Let me rephrase it like, because Alka, you know, possessed by I from the Dark Continent, like, that's fine. That makes sense. But it's just upsetting that in a manga that I feel is so good and so well thought out and so explained that Gon got off too easy after the sacrifice he was willing to make. I just thought there should have been more consequences to his actions. That's really what I'm getting at. Can you rank all Hunter x Hunter arcs? I'm not going to include Succession War because it's not over. But it would go Chimera Ant at the top, followed closely by York New. Then we got it's a tough one. It's either Heaven's Arena or the Hunter arc. I'd probably go Heaven's Arena, Hunter Exam, Greed Island, and then the Zoldyck family arc. Am I missing something? No? Yeah, that's everything, right? Yeah, that's everything. The Zoldyck family arc, I would actually like... I used to rate that above Greed Island. Greed Island used to be my least favorite. But the Zoldyck family arc on rewatch is not worth it, really. There just isn't a lot there for a rewatch. At the time, it was interesting, though. Like, a first watch is good. Oh, the election arc. Duh. Election arc would go above the Zoldyck family and Greed Island. So it's Chimera Ant, York New, Heaven's Arena, Hunter Exam, Election, Greed Island, Zoldyck arc. I did have a bigger appreciation for Greed Island after reading it. I really liked that in the manga volumes, how he just had, like, the in-between pages between each chapter was big descriptions of all the cards. I really liked that. And it just gave... It just felt different in the manga. Really enjoyed it. I don't think any of the arcs are bad. So keep that in mind. I'm not saying Greed Island is bad. I thought that Alexander's videos on Genthuru were interesting. But I still think compared to... I don't know if I watched his part 2 video. But I still think Genthuru could have been better. You know? just when you compare him to all the other antagonists within Hunter x Hunter, I just don't think he stacks up. I don't think he's a bad villain, but he could have been better. I would have liked more. I would have liked to see the game more. And it just felt like in Greed Island they were using the same cards over and over again. I read somewhere that Greed Island was the most enjoyable for Togashi. Whoa, did you just delete that comment? Is that what I just read? That's okay. But I know he really liked it. And there was an interview, I forget if it was with Kishimoto in it. I read somewhere that Greed Island was the most enjoyable for Togashi to create. But yeah, he really did enjoy that, and like, you know, he wants to make a card battle manga. He did state that his next manga he was considering a card battle manga. So that's interesting. Oops, that's just ice. Gross. Will you come back when Hunter x Hunter returns? Well, Mike, Hunter x Hunter is back. There's 2 chapters out right now. I just don't have time to talk about them. If Gon died there, that would have been insanely legendary. It would have. That would have been nuts. And then if like the next arc was Killua, because when you think about it, all right, this is a bit of a ridiculous statement to make, but Killua gets so much development and so much screen time because he's always with Gon. At times it feels like he's the main character, all right? But don't quote that as official. Tales of Nerdia believes the show is about Killua, not Gon. No, it is Gon's journey, but like, man, imagine if at one point the focus was like, this is Killua's arc and Gon wasn't in it. That's that shit I do like. Gon's not a bad character or anything. I like him. He's a great character, actually. But, you know, and I think it's fine if he never gets his Nen, and he's just a normal boy, and the rest of the series is just like following, like he'll have to have more screen time, but if he doesn't get his Nen back and he has an impact on the series like in a different way, you know, I think that'd be fine. I haven't thought about Gon in a long time. So I think it's funny that he's still used in the promotion, though, of the manga. It's like, Hunter x Hunter is back. Here's a picture of Gon. And it's like, well, he's not in the manga anymore. He gone. Ah. If you could make a Greed Island card, what would it be? Thank you so much for everything, Chris. My friends and I will be rewatching your vids and hoping you come back if you feel ready. Thank you. If I could create a Greed Island card, I don't really know. But, I mean, that's hard. But, like, one thing I've thought about is, like, what cards would I take if I, like, won the game? Definitely would be Breath of Angel. Or is that what it's called? Breath of Angel? Archangel? I don't know. The one that completely heals you. Just because I have, like, nerve damage and stuff. Some medical problems because of that. I'd love if that was gone. So, you know, I'd do one of those. A lot of them have a lot of drawbacks, though. I mean, that's the main one. If there's any that help you live longer, I'd love that. If the drawbacks weren't bad. Because I don't want to die. Yeah, I just want to be healthy. So any ones that I could take out that would be like, you're cured. I'd be like, hell yeah, let's do that. I used to rely on your channel reviews to inform me when it comes back. Can't wait to read these 2 chapters. Yeah, I felt bad about that. I think more people are aware of the people on Twitter to follow, which is good, but that's why I didn't, I mean, also the motivation was like why I didn't make a big announcement that Hunter x Hunter was back, because I wasn't sure how much time I'd have to cover it. And the week it came back, I was out of town for work. Not just out of town, I was across the country at a business seminar, like, and that made me think of it more. I was like, damn, like, I'm going to get home late on a Saturday. I'd have to rush out a chapter on Sunday. I don't want to do that. And then my nephew was just born on Monday. You know, I can't go this weekend because I had a cold, so I don't want to get him sick. So next weekend, I'm going to be out of town. So, like, it was bad timing for these 10 chapters, but since the last 10 chapters earlier this year, I have not worked on any videos, you know? I had pretty much decided to stop investing time in YouTube way back then. So back in, like, March or May, I think it was March, was the last videos. I don't know, 5 or 6 months ago. So I've been thinking about this for 5 or 6 months, and I was like, maybe if I just, like, tell myself, all right, no videos until the next 10 come out, until he returns from hiatus, maybe I'll have the motivation then. And he returned from hiatus, and just like there was an excitement to read, there was not an excitement to make videos. It felt more like work, and I was just like, I just want to read it. That's all I want to do. So it's kind of where my head's at. Kilo was just way easier to like. You have to dig deeper to appreciate Gon. Yeah, I can see that. Gon's makes some weird decisions too, so. Do you think Chimera ants are still in the Dark Continent? Morphagogenesis? Maybe. I can't imagine how they would look, though, you know? Or if just, like, they struggle to survive in the Dark Continent because there are other things that prey on them, you know? If they have a predator that eats them, then maybe they just don't have the ability to be as widespread as they got and as powerful as they got in the known world. If you take the teleport card, you could live in the Hunter x Hunter universe by teleporting there. Oh, shit. Actually, teleporting, when people ask, what superpower would you like? I'm all about that teleporting. You could do so much with teleportation. If something big happens in the next couple chapters, probably best to just follow me on Twitter and talk about it there. Do you have any predictions for future chapters? Something you would want to happen? Not 100%. I mean, like, I have a real bad feeling about Kurapika. And spoiler for the newest chapter, if you haven't read it yet, it's not a big spoiler, so don't worry about it too much. He said to himself, I have a feeling I'll be my own worst enemy. And that's something that I talked about in the Kurapika analysis. He is his own worst enemy. His temper. Something bad's going to happen with him. Either he's going to make a mistake and it's going to cost someone else their life or to be severely injured, or something terrible is going to happen to him. Possibly not make it out alive. Possibly sacrifice himself for Wobble. We'll leave it at that. Killua's design is cooler than Gon's. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I really have any feelings either way. Yeah, Family Guy, there just aren't a lot of people talking about it, but I would suggest you head over to the subreddit. There is a lot of good discussion there. And that's what a lot of what you'll find is the discussion. There are a couple people, though, who are big contributors. I talked about, I think, 2 of them in my video talking about Silent Majority. Whenever I analyzed who could be silent majority. I did go to Reddit for that, and I made sure to point out, hey, here's the threads you should go to. Here are the people who gave these ideas out, you know. I made sure to give them credit. Just off the top of my head, I can't remember who they are. But I would suggest going to the subreddit. A lot of good discussion there. A lot of good theories. It's good stuff. During the hiatuses, it gets a little weird over there sometimes. A lot of shit posting. But, you know, that's whatever. Yeah, I'm on the subreddit, just going to miss your videos. I hear you, man, and I appreciate that. You know, I don't want to let people down, but I got to do what I got to do. Someone's going to die, Tails. Some bodyguards. Oh, yeah. Hopefully not Bill. Hopefully not Theta. Hashtag pray for Theta. Anybody still around? Let's see. Live dashboard. God dang. Still 47 people watching. That's crazy. But anyways, I'm going to end it there. You know, like I said, this is indefinite. Just means I don't know if I'll return or not. So, it may happen, it may not. Right now, I just don't have the time. But I do want to say thank you. You guys have been great up till now. Definitely gave me a lot of motivation and a lot of support, a lot of positive feedback, and even the got some constructive feedback, which was good. It was never like negative. It was constructive, so I appreciate that as well. Like I said, the channel is going to stay up. The videos will stay up. I'll probably just disable comments just to avoid any spoilers, so I could just read the manga and enjoy it. If you'd like, you can follow me on Twitter at Tails_of_nerdia. I'm not on there a ton. My DMs are open. Like I said, though, don't take it personal if I take forever to get back to you or if I don't get back to you. So, but, you know, you can tag me and shit there if you want. And we can chat on there. I'll probably have my own personal Twitter as well that I use a little more often. But, you know, if you're just curious for updates because this channel is just going to be, there's not going to be anything posted on the community tab or anything like that. Not a lot of people check the community tab anyways, unless you're on mobile because it actually puts it in your subscription feed. It does not do that on web. But anyways, that's all for me. I appreciate you guys. I'll miss you. It's been fun. It's been real. Maybe someday you'll hear from me again on YouTube. For now, I'll just be hanging out on Twitter for a little bit. So, thanks again. I'm out of here. Goodbye. Don't forget about me. I don't know. I'm just being dramatic. All right, bye.